This story has a preface which goes something like this. All my life, as I grew up as a young child, I wanted to serve a mission. End of preface. The story begins around the time that I turned 18, at which point I got a virus and got very, very sick. And I had to drop my classes because I was so sick that even having someone else drive me and walk me to class, I didn't have the strength to do my homework or anything like that. I didn't think I'd get to go to my graduation, but after a few months I got better enough that I was able to go to graduation, and I kind of hobbled through the summer, and I came to school and kind of trekked through a really difficult freshman year because I was exhausted. I was sleeping more in a 24-hour period than I was awake. But by the end of my freshman year, I had disintegrated, for lack of a better word, quite a bit. So my father and I sat outside of the Grant building and talked about the condition I was in, and that's when we decided that I should take a year off of school. So I essentially did. I took voice lessons and I was in choir so that I could have something going on in my life other than being in bed and sick all the time. About the point that I went back to school, I no longer wanted to serve a mission because I had been sick for so long and I just wanted to live and be doing things. And I got into the film program and I was really excited about that. So that's all I really wanted to do. I just wanted to be in school and be a student and be doing things again. But lo and behold, one morning I wake up and I have this image of myself as a missionary and my heart starts to race and it's all I can think about. So as this happens day after day, I went and talked to my bishop and we got my papers going. But because I had this long history of being sick, we weren't sure that they were going to let me serve a mission. So I got lots of letters and I'd take them to my bishop and he'd say, okay, well, these are good, but probably isn't enough to convince the health committee. So I'd go back and find more doctors and get more letters, take them back to my bishop, and I kept repeating this process until finally he said, okay, I think that'll be enough. I talked to the stake president and the stake president said, I think this will be enough, but there's still a chance that you won't get a call. So I packed up my things at the end of my first semester in the film program and I went home, not knowing if I would receive a mission call or a letter saying, sorry, but you aren't fit to serve. And it feels like it was about 2 months later. It seems like it took a while for my call to come. I was sitting in my room and my mother came into the house screaming. And she came into my room waving this big white envelope. And we knew that if it was a call, it would be a big envelope, and if it was a letter saying sorry, it would just be a standard sized envelope. And everyone who's in New Mexico kind of gathered around, and we had 3 computers with Skype going so that some friends and family members could participate that weren't present, and we also had several telephones. And I opened my call, and I didn't even know where I was going, but I read the line, "You have been called to serve as a missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints." And it was one of the most special moments of my entire life because it had been a dream since I was a child, and that dream almost got taken away because of my health. So that was more exciting than even finding out where I was going. I just wanted to serve the Lord and be a missionary. A few months later, in August, I entered the MTC, and I went to Seattle and served my mission, and I loved every minute of it. I'm so grateful that I got to go and that I had the health to serve.